In this video I will show you how to find things like sine of 0, sine of 30, sine 45, sine 60, sine 90, and likewise cos of those numbers that I've just mentioned. Let me just get you to focus on this diagram that I've got here. I've got a square root symbol here, and this one is over 2. So now let's work out, let's get rid of this first. We'll work out cos of 45 without a calculator. So here's cos, here's 45. Right, go across, and then from the 45 go down. So you've got 2 over there, it's pointing at 2, but remember that square root symbol? Over 2. Let's try sine 45 this time. Right, sine 45. Go across, go down. So you got root 2 over, which I'm highlighting here, look, over 2. That's also, so sine 45 is also root 2 over 2. Let's try something different now. We'll try sine 60. Here's sine, here's 60. Go across and down. So that's root 3 over 2. So it seems like everything is over 2 because that's what we have in the diagram. Let's go for sine 90. Sine 90. Sine 90. Here's sine, here's 90. So that's root 4 over 2. But then if you check the calculator over here, sine 90 seems to give only 1. And those of you familiar with the sine graph, you know at 90 degrees, that's where the graph peaks. So how is it 1 over here and I've got root 4 over 2 over here? Well, you know square root of 4 on the numerator, square root of 4 is 2. That's 2 over 2. 2 divided by 2 is just 1. Let's go for one more. Let's try sine 30. Sine 30. Here's sine, here's 30. So that's root 1 over 2. But we know square root of 1 is just 1. And the denominator stays the same. So sine 30 is a half. So if you look on the calculator, sine 30 does give you a half. Now at this moment, some of you are thinking, well, how do I do tan? Where does tan come into this? I'll just quickly show you then. There is an identity that links sine and cosine with tan. So I'll just show you that identity right now. Tan of any angle is identical to sine x over cos x. That's something you just got to remember. Tan is sine over cos. So tan, sine over cos. So now that we know that, let's work out tan 60. We know tan 60 is identical to sine 60 over cos 60. That's according to this formula. So it's not a formula, it's an identity. So let's focus on the numerator, sine 60. Well, what is sine 60? Just work over here. Sine 60. So looking at the diagram then, sine 60 is root 3 over 2. And the denominator part over here, the denominator part, cos 60 is equal to, if you just look at the diagram, cos 60 is root 1 over 2, root 1 over 2, which we know is a half. So now all we're going to do is substitute these fractions that we just found into the identity. So all we're doing is going to substitute this over here and this part in the denominator. So we have root 3 over 2 on the numerator for the sine 60 divided by, look, this symbol here means division. So we're dividing by cos 60, but we know cos 60 is a half. So divided by a half. Now when we deal with fractions, and we happen to be dividing fractions, it is keep, change, flip. So keep the root 3 over 2. So we're keeping the first fraction, change the division to a times, and then flip the 1 over 2, flip the half over, upside down, to become 2 over 1. So what do we have now? We've got timesing fractions, which is quite simple. 2 times root 3 is 2 root 3. And then 2 times 1 is just 2. But you know the 2 and the 2 on the numerator and the 2 on the denominator, they will cancel. So you're just left with root 3. So it looks like tan 60 is equal to root 3. Just check on the calculator. Tan 60 is root 3, is what we have on the screen.